doesn't matter, Raziel. Listen to me. You must understand that every creature is bound to one predestined path. We are all shackled.
To the wheel of fate. Believe me, I know that even better than you do.
All but one. Because of your remaking, you are the one unbound creature. The one among us all that truly has free will. You have a choice, Raziel.
Which I'm sure I must make at your direction. Your pawn has reached the end of the board, Kain. And now my powers may even surpass yours.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered. We are going to pick up with Raziel and Abnus. The last trophy we got was for performing 100 close quarter feedings, in case you were wondering. And that was with Kain. So here we are in good old Abnus Cathedral. I think this is going to be a shorter video because we're going to do both of Raziel's chapters at once. Because they are not the longest of chapters, and then after that we can do the final one next time. I think it'll flow much better. One odd thing that happened is that when I loaded up the game, for some reason it defaulted back to the regular camera from the OG version of the game. I keep forgetting you can switch between them by pressing L2. So yeah, it had this one. I was wondering what the hell happened. You can see this one's a bit more cinematic angle. It's like a fixed camera angle, but unfortunately it does make it very difficult to fight the enemies in some regards. Not necessarily here where it's an open area, but in the Vampire Citadel particularly, it can be really difficult to fight the enemies using that camera. But I just wanted you to see how it looked in cinematic mode. See, you can... So it provides some good angles, but people hated the hell out of this camera in the old days. Alright, so let's go. So there's an altar that we obviously have to place something on. But before we can do that, we need the Earth Reaver, so we gotta go over here. Let's open up that water door. Yeah, Raziel's 2 chapters aren't really that long. The second one is longer, but it's still not as long as Kain's. Oh boy. 4 of these bastards. Come on, man. I guess. Here we go. Again. I guess they're protecting this one since it's one of the most important ones. They can't give it to you too easily. Those ancient vampire fuckers who decided to come up with all these trials for their hero. You know, the guy who supposedly saved him, and he has to work his ass off to get all these enhancements. Way to show some gratitude. This guy's trying to save your asses from going extinct, and this is how you repay him by putting all these golems in front of him. Like, isn't it enough he found the damn place in the first place and went to forge the Reaver twice? You really have to put all these obstacles in front of him? I guess it's meant to protect the shrines from unwanted outside intruders, but what the hell? We have a base in there that's not taking damage because there's no point, we just gotta refill right there. So there's no point in being cautious. There's an earth platform. Now we gotta fight the other 2. They're already waiting for us. I noticed they switched to Melchiah's music. I don't believe this section originally had music. Oh no, this isn't Melchiah's, this is Zephon's. Aw, damn. It interrupted the Reaver spell. Come on. That's bullshit. I guess it probably wouldn't have worked on them anyway since they're, you know, not living beings, but still. Alright, let's go get that orb. Whatever it is. Let's refill first. Alright, didn't quite fill us, but it should be enough for now. I noticed an option updated in the menu for wing attachments. I assume that's for one of the alternate costumes so they can work properly. Obsidian sphere. At first glance, this appears to be not more than a simple obsidian sphere. However, on closer inspection, it is covered with a strange tracer of crimson veins that pulse faintly. Let's put it over here. Back to the old citadel. See what we uncover this time. Here we go.
I had seen this symbol throughout these ruins. I should have realized what it was they worshipped. Now there was no question, for this scene depicted the ancient vampires' torment and despair as their curse cast them from the wheel of fate. So this was the god whose abandonment had driven them to madness and suicide. Finally, I understood. It was not the bloodthirst, but their immortality that was the true nature of their enemy's curse. The wisest, strongest, most noble race, gulled by the voice of that old parasite. But I had seen him, and whatever he was no god.
It's all coming together. It was him, so now we know it was the Elder who caused all this mess. It's funny how he still refers to them as the wisest, noblest race when he knows they were deceived by that thing. And he barely knows anything about the other race. I guess he thinks their actions speak for them, pretty much. But it's not as clear cut as he still seems to think that it is. He'll learn soon enough, though. Because Avernus is their territory. It always has been, so he'll learn soon enough. Oh yeah, we better go pick this up because we are going to confront the last two guardians to get the Earth. Reaver, so we're gonna need our strength, and we're probably gonna need this damn. Oh wait, the flame doesn't do anything to them. I remember because they're in the spectral realm. Oh, then we didn't need to eat that damn thing. We could have just taken souls from about here. Yeah, there was some down there. God damn. Oh well, I guess we'll shift over to when we need them to.
All upon the wheel are blessed.
Rejoice in the turning of the wheel.
It does turn, though we cannot see it.
Your wheel is a lie.
You will turn the wheel.
Come.
Die.
Some guardians, huh? Come on. Oh yeah, these have a... God damn. These have a slow and speed up effects that affect you. They affect how you move. Yeah, this fight kind of sucks because it's difficult to tell if you're doing damage or not. The good thing is you can attack them quickly, but even so, it still kind of sucks. Thankfully, it's the last Guardian fight. After this, there's no more of them, so this is it. I hate that the energy blast can still reach you even when you're far away from it. You have to get rid of one of them. It's impossible to fight them at once. There we go. There's one of them. Her soul kind of lingered there for a moment. Did you see it? Oh no, that's a Hilden soul. Now it's time to tackle this bastard. Receive stasis field. Perfecting my newly heightened powers of telekinesis, I have learned to hold my enemies momentarily in the air with reinforced bonds of force. Unfortunately, that's not going to work for a spirit, but it works for mortal enemies. As long as they're not too heavy. Almost done. There we go. Just power through it. Now I gotta go back to the material realm to actually forge that damn thing. There's one right here. Oh, really? You got tentacles? Come on. Or is that Hilden? Nope, it's them. Oh, let's freeze the enemies. There's a trophy for it. Finally. I hate how they just run right through you. Like, come on guys, leave me alone. It's over, just let it go. You failed to stop it from
This spirit
forging the
vessel was
Reaver.
shielded by layers of occult energy. There had to be some means to dispel this barrier.
Oh, look at that. On top of that, we still got more shit to deal with. But like seriously, give it up guys, it's over. You failed to stop him from getting the... to the Reaver Shrine. And here's the Elder God trying to stop him. Come on, man. Damn octopus. There's still one more left. Come on. So everything is locked except for the room with the stone. That means we have to use the old darkness to hide from the sentry. Oh, how convenient. Another energy basin or font. Alright, now we can freeze this. Let's climb up here. Now we're back up top. Okay, so that is locked. I wish the ice effect lasted longer. It's kind of short. Really only allows you to climb up there and then it dissolves. More of the remnants. He has gotten more efficient at absorbing the souls though, the way he can pull them out of the body like that. Okay, so there's one. I guess we'll leave the basin in case we need it again. But where's the other one? Because that's closed. And this is locked. So I wonder where's the other one then. I guess it has to be back where we came from. Oh, I see it. Never mind. I see it. We gotta blind that sentry too. I guess he isn't really going invisible so much as absorbing light so that he can be sensed by the sentries. He's still visible, but it's just he's a puff of smoke, so. And that ought to do it. Yeah, it's visible now. Let's forge that Earth Reaver.
As the Reaver absorbed the souls of the original Energy and Time Guardians, it was imbued with the elemental power of Earth with which their principles were aligned.
So finally, we have all the powers we should have gotten in the original Soul Reaver 2. Including the Earth platforms. Actually, we probably have less since they kind of combined the Reaver powers and the different emblems into... Oh, you... Come on, man. They kind of combined them all into one ability. They were supposed to be separate. Having emblems and powers. But apparently they decided to combine them. Yeah, the glyphs. They're supposed to be separate, the glyphs and the Reaver powers, but I guess for the sake of convenience and to save time and money, they decided to combine them both. So I'm wondering then if the other arcane tome was missing, it's missing here when Kain was here. How are you supposed to get that thing then? Like you have to climb some ledge or something. Like how are you supposed to get to that at all? I don't see it. Yeah, because we saw it here when we were here with Kain, but we couldn't get it. Oh, look at that! You can actually phase through it, but then I think there's no way to shift back to the material realm. Yeah, so I've seen people confuse this, certain streamers confuse it. All you gotta do is just have the symbol for a door you want to open. It's not complicated. You can't overthink it. If you want to open fire, there you go, just open the fire door. It's not that complicated. There we go, we turned off that. Now we do the now we do the air door. I thought it was still fire, it's air. So we turn it around. Yeah, I know it's slightly cheating because I played this game before many times, but yeah, you just have to follow the symbol on the door. You don't have to match anything. You don't have to solve any puzzle or anything. Just match the emblem on the door. That's all you gotta do. And there we go. We solved the puzzle of the Earth forge. Now we can safely leave. If we can remember where the exit is. I think it's over here, isn't it? Yeah, because there's the mural. And I guess there's a vampire buried under here, under the floor, for some reason. Some of the placements are odd considering what they're supposed to be doing. I can understand it being on ground level, but actually being buried inside the floor? That makes no sense. I guess unless it's some type of ceremonial stuff. Alright, there you go. Now we have access to the Earth platform, so now we can safely get up to the second part of Avernus. I wonder if they were to remake Blood Omen 1, if they would keep these doors and then we just have them that you can't interact with them. Like maybe Kain would say something like, this door appears sealed with some ancient magic, but I have the feeling I will never have the means to open it, or something like that, or I don't have the means to open it now and may not for a long time, or for several centuries. Like he would comment on the doors being here, but he won't be able to open it because obviously he doesn't have the Reaver. Raziel looks like he's scowling. Look at that. Look at his face and his eyebrows. Now this is new. These ladies were not here before. Instead you had some old men. Don't let the retro graphics fool you. They had some old men in white robes here. Oh, she's a summoner, or a magician. They gave him Zephon's music too. I guess to make him scarier. Nope, quit that. If you've seen Lady Aberneth's CG renders of her from Blood Omen 1, you realize why they're wearing those hoods and why they're bald, because she's bald and wore like this she wore like this outfit that showed off a lot of her flesh, but at the same time she was also bald. So she wasn't conventionally attractive, but she was in shape. But I guess as her followers, they shaved their heads and wear a hood like she did. But yeah, originally they were men. Older men in the golden mask. So these are completely new additions to the game. I guess it makes sense. I guess it makes sense why they decided to do them. You know, to add to the lore of the cult that's operating inside Aberneth. These do stay for a while, but you also don't want to take your time getting up here. They do disappear eventually, even if they last longer. You can see they can teleport out of nowhere, I guess because they had the magic. I wonder what it does to enemies. I guess we'll find out later. I wonder if they'll keep it like this for a Blood Omen 1 remake, or if they'll change it for something else and recon it again. Dark Scripture, what a curious book this is. Seemingly fit only for the most forbidden of altars, this tome is bound in black leather adorned with an array of unidentifiable angled symbols and runes. Its pages are filled with incomprehensible psalms written in blood. Alright, we got the Dark Scripture. Wish we could explore the other side. I'm guessing these are all the doors Kain would have to go through if he were exploring this in Blood Omen 1. I'm not sure which one I prefer. This one does make it look a lot more majestic, but the other one looked darker. It looked a lot more like a cult's place of worship compared to this one. This one looks more like a traditional cathedral.
As the handsome coffin hides the putrefying corpse within, the great cathedral of Avernus seemed to hold its own secrets, hidden in the catacombs beneath its vaulted chambers. Was this the source of the corruption that infected Nosgoth? Vorador had hinted at something more.
I kind of dislike that they did this with the cultists, because if you notice what they're saying, Hasha Geek, then if you play Blood Omen 1, that is a huge spoiler towards what is waiting for you here. I mean, even if you hadn't, you might have pieced it together anyway, but you know, it kind of gives away. It kind of gives away without Raziel knowing it who's really operating this place. So it's it does lessen a bit of the suspense as to what you'll find here, because obviously them mentioning that cult, and we all know exactly what we'll find here, the cult of that particular god. So it does kind of ruin the mystery just a little bit if you're in the know. Like if you're not, I guess it sounds like nonsense, but if you are in the know, it does ruin the mystery a bit. You can see here, this is all crafted in bone. Very ominous. Not quite as hellish as some of the hellish sections in Blood Omen 1. The hell section that Kain went through when he went into the cathedral, but it's still pretty dire. Reminds me of the catacombs in France underneath Paris. That's what it looks like. That's probably what its inspiration to.
History is written by the victors. Beneath the vaults of Avernus, I discovered scenes that told a familiar story, but from a very different point of view. This was the work of the enemy race, and revealed what the vampire histories had conveniently omitted. How the noble vampires, god-ridden and righteous, had started the wars that would destroy both races, victor and vanquished alike. Their adversaries opposed the vampires' god, and refused to submit to the wheel of fate. For this, they were banished. I now understood the poetic irony of their curse, and my resemblance to the vampire's enemy no longer seemed so accidental.
Yep, you notice the eye there, which calls into question whether the Hilden know about the other god, that he's actually real, or are they just as much in the dark as Kain and everyone else, except for Moebius. I also heard people joke that the Hilden are terrible artists based on these, because these look nothing like the ancient vampires, so it's obviously meant to demonize them, but at the same time it does look rather crude. So yeah, so basically this whole place was basically a Hilden stronghold or something before Avernus took it over. Earn Raziel's skin, keep her secrets. Ah, damn, so that means that one we missed was probably one for Kain. That's bullshit. His whispers echoing in our mind brought me back from the brink of insanity. Our covenant, Kain's death for my rebirth. Now I stalk the world, serving my need for vengeance, feeding my hunger, my insatiable hunger. Keep her secrets. Let's see what that one is. Yeah, so damn, so I'm guessing that one we missed for Kain in the Earth Temple was actually under a skin for him. That sucks. Keep her secrets. Let's see what this one is. Oh, I see. This one's the thick booty one. Yeah, you can see his glutes and everything. Oh, look at that. It looks kind of cool, but I guess this is if Raziel's trying to recover some of his former body. He's like, you know what? I don't want to be a bony skeleton anymore. I want to have some mass on him. So look at that. Now he has some mass and some ass. Look at that. Oh, goddamn, he moved. Shit. Hey, actually, you know what? Let's do it here. Let's have him survey the Hilden artwork while showing off his ass. He's both observing them, and he's also disrespecting them by being naked at the same time. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that one has kind of like a glow to him. Now we'll do two. We'll do one with the opacity lower and then one over here. That would give us the best angle, but now let's keep it simple. Look at that. And then now we do one, make it look like he's glowing. Should we do a curved one just in case? Just there we go. Look at that. No cock though. He doesn't have that, but he has some ass. This one looks cool, but as it does look a bit unusual compared to any other creature we've seen. He does look more like a Hilden, right, than a vampire at this point. So we'll play around with for a bit, but we'll change before we actually meet the bosses here, because oh, look at that. They summoned demon to fight for them. How nice. So you have to kill the summoners, because if it's not, they're just gonna keep summoning demons over and over again. God damn. Shit. There we go. Grab our souls so we can restock our health. I forget what the Earth Reaver does when you charge it up. I guess we'll find out when we fight more Hilden later on. Still gotta deal with this guy. Like, technically we don't have to, but he's gonna follow us if we don't. Unfortunately, you cannot feed from them here the way you did in Soul Reaver 2. Their souls will give you massive health over there. Here, they just kinda die, so it's a bit of a waste. But they're still our enemy, so we're still gonna fight them. Technically, they're everybody's enemies. Because they'll fight humans too, so... Oh, it gives him kind of like a... kind of cracks the earth. That's what it does. They're easy to fight here though, even though they deal a lot of damage. You move quicker than you do in Soul Reaver 2, so see, look at that, he just collapsed before you could have fed on his soul. Right, let's proceed further into the catacombs. Damn, we really should have saved that basin. Hopefully there's one more. This also looks like some of the areas in Resident Evil 4. I want to play that game again, the OG RE4, but I want to play with the HD mod so we can see the extra tunnels and stuff that the modders added to it. Like, they did like a little shrine to Capcom employees and the people who did the HD mod, and it's pretty cool because it actually does fit into the world. It literally does look like something that you would see the cultist, the Los Illuminados actually build. So that was a cool detail. No, you don't. God damn. We were too slow. Oh, there's a basin right there. Give me that thing.
The banished race foretold a hero who would deliver them from their oppressors and destroy the shackles of the vampire's tyrannous god. The same hero that bore the flaming sword. What game was this, where every player on the board claimed the same pawn?
So, Raziel, your true nature is finally revealed. You were never the vampire's savior. It is to the Hilden race you belong. And when Kain realizes this, what do you think he will do?
So this is the first time Raziel has ever heard the term Hilden. So now he knows what they're called. Well, let's take a picture of that one too. I like how they just wait for him to finish his monologue inside, and like he's just they're just like, oh, this guy's obviously he's obviously covering something important. We gotta give him some space. You know, we can't interrupt him just yet. We gotta wait for him to finish, then we can go kick his ass. He's gonna be posing with his arms crossed. You know, take some selfies for Avernus. Why not? Why not? Make it look like he's transparent. We should probably switch over to this one. Switch over to the regular actual skin. Hey, what's Angel of Death? I don't... Oh yeah, that's the one with the wings missing. There we go. You can also get that costume too. God damn. Grab her soul. Yeah, smack her against the wall. At least you have that move there. You didn't have that in the original Soul Reaver 2 Souls. All you had was just a regular attack, so it was hard to hit them and do enough damage. Because they're like tanks. You notice they don't speak to him anymore. Probably because he's not even supposed to be here. Before they were taunting him. You know, about his role in Nosgoth's destiny and being a hero and all that stuff. A savior. But by this point, I guess they're over it. I guess at this point they just want him eliminated. Well, some of them do. Others may have different plans for him. Damn. Damn, I wanted to get a picture with them. I guess we can do it once we get the other Reaver. There's still one more Reaver left that we have to pick up. God damn it, we completely mistimed that. You know what, let's shift into Spectrum. Maybe there's some souls around here we can eat. Oh yeah, there are some Hilden souls right there. Of course there would be, right? This is their territory. Of course there would be some souls there. Let's grab another. Put them out of their misery. Instead of just lingering there for eternity. It's a better fate than what awaits them in their own realm. The Hell Dimension, so might as well put them out of their misery. And serve a greater purpose. Thank you for your service, Hilden. Your role in saving the world will be remembered, whether you wanted it to be or not. Now, one thing that's cool about this, if you've played Soul Reaver 1, then you actually know who's waiting behind here. If you see the emblem, you can see it there at the very top. There's a certain emblem there that looks like a reverse 7. It's difficult to spot unless you look closely, but it's there at the door. And one cool thing is, if you've played that game and you've seen a certain emblem, maybe on a banner somewhere, you know who's waiting there. But I completely missed that the first time I played this, so it came as a surprise to me. But here we go. Into the lion's den.
Great Hashagik, we hear you. We offer this sacrifice upon the altar of the world. The blood of our firstborn do we sacrifice to you.
There's the old man.
In the depths of Avernus Cathedral, I stumbled upon
you see the difference?
ritual. Was this the source of the corruption that had overtaken the city?
May this blood nourish you for all eternity. The wrath of Hashagik has once more been averted. Depart now as ever in his service. We tremble and we obey. Praise to Hashagik and never praise. Hashagik, Hashagik, Hashagik.
That's a cool cutscene.
What was it that these deluded humans worshipped with such fervor? Was this the dreaded unspoken that Vorador had warned me about?
Here we go.
The so-called guard inhabited this hideous pit. I was about to meet it.
I smell no blood. Throat cut first, blood gouging, then it falls into the pit. The sacrifice is rejected. You will know my wrath. Not possible. No, it could not be.
Stand away, monster!
No. That voice. Not possible. I know that voice. But he fell. The abyss. He ended there.
I did not fall into the abyss.
Oh, it remembers that, does it?
I was thrown in by my own brethren.
I heard what you did to them. And now you have found me at last.
Terrell!
Terrell! Yes, that was my name then.
The others were grotesque, but
Yes, I am changed. I have become a god. Greater than you ever were, Raziel. You were never a god. Greater even than Kain.
it is to you that these humans offer their blood sacrifices.
Hashagik. Hashagik. Yes.
But how did this happen?
I was summoned. There was darkness and great hunger. Then I was found.
Why do you stay in this terrible place?
Why stay? Would I remain if I could get out? While they hound me and tear at me and... The hour is at hand, as it was foretold.
Terrell?
Use his voice to command the disciples above. We demand offerings to keep the host alive. He has been a durable vessel, but he can take us no further. You must prevail. The champion of our enemy draws near. No! I must have blood! Bring me blood! Or feel the wrath of your god. Yours. Yes, it will strengthen me against them.
What are you doing?
No more questions. No more worship. Time to run. Time to scream. Time to die.
You notice his eyes, it wasn't as noticeable in the previous graphics, but he's actually blind. You can see it, he can't see. So this was a huge shock when we first played this game. The question of where Terrell was and why he was missing had been a lingering question all this time, and it hadn't been answered in Soul Reaver 2. It certainly wasn't answered in Blood Omen 2 because the brothers had nothing to do with that game. So it was a huge revelation when we finally came here and realized he was Hashagik, or at least the physical form. I'll be honest, I was disappointed because I was hoping to fight the actual demon from Blood Omen 1, but then he turned out to be just a Hilden entity possessing Turel's body and somebody else here who we'll see soon enough. I still choose to believe there's some demon lord out there that we haven't seen yet, but it's not him. Because obviously the demons had to have a leader of some sort. They come from a wholly other dimension, so I'm sure they have their own version of a god or overlord or something like that. But yeah, I was a bit disappointed that Hashagate turned out to be just another Hilden entity. And I wonder now how much of that was forced on them by the Blood Omen 2 team, because they said according to that Simply Fantasy video, either that one or the Calypso video, one of the others on YouTube, they weren't supposed to be dealing with the Hilden at first. That was an idea created by the Blood Omen 2 team. So I wonder if originally Hashagate would have just been some ancient demon and not this Hilden conglomerate of souls, pretty much. So the trick to this fight is, you notice the gongs. There's 4 gongs in the arena. If you've played if you've played Soul Reaver 1, you know the Turellum are highly vulnerable to sound because of those large ears. That should give you a clue as to what you're supposed to do. And since obviously most Legacy of Kain fans have played the other games, then obviously by that point you know you have to attack him via sound. A streamer I was watching struggled a lot with this fight because he never played the others. He was playing this blind, so he didn't quite realize, and I didn't want to spoil it for him, that you have to make use of the sound devices. He's too strong, otherwise your Reaver can't affect him. Probably because he's an evolved vampire, so it makes sense that the Reaver wouldn't work that well against him. Why would they design a weapon that can be used to harm them? See, look at that, you can make mincemeat out of him very quickly. Look at all the bodies, all the people they've sacrificed to him. Yeah, this streamer really struggled with it to the point where he was saying it was a shit boss fight, and honestly, after all this build up, it kinda is, but at the same time, it's not as bad as it seems. They also gave him Melchiah's music for some reason. I guess because of the similarities, them being stuck in a place they can't leave. Those gongs are obviously used to control him by the cult. Which makes me wonder if they know that he's just a vessel and they know he's not the actual god. So they use that to control him, to keep him manageable. Just in case they should need to terminate him. See, look at that, if you use that move, you can take him down pretty quickly. It's a lot darker in the original graphics, that's for sure. Wonder why there's energy basins here. from a logical standpoint. I guess the Hilden might have realized that their savior needed some souls to function adequately, so they left him here for him. See, look at that, he's almost dead. And you see the Turellum Clam emblem on his health bar on the left. So yeah, that door gave you a huge clue as to who was lurking behind there. And most people went completely unnoticed the first time they played this. God damn, he shook it off. Come on. There we go.
Yes, now. Go, speed your endeavor. Face him and kill him. Destroy the binding at last. We shall all be free.
That was a mistake. He should not have absorbed that particular soul. Because look at the green energy now. That was a huge mistake on his part. As usual, Raziel screws up. He was possessed by at least 3 Hildens, so that was a big mistake on Raziel's part. So now you can actually use the TK. I still think he could have climbed outside the ledge there without needing to use that. You can see it right there. See, he could have reached this easily. He didn't need to absorb that soul. He just did it, I guess, because it was the last brother left. And I guess to free him from this place so that he wouldn't be stuck here forever. But at the same time, that was a huge mistake on his part. Now, we're actually going to save here because we're going to watch this scene twice. And the reason for that is because there's one scene for watching it here in the Material realm, and then there's another one for watching in the Spectral realm, a trophy. So we're actually going to do it twice, just so we can get the trophy. So we're going to do it first properly in the Material realm, and then we'll reload the game and watch the other version. Raziel's TK powers are now enhanced. See, he could have easily climbed this without Turell's soul. He didn't need that part, so he kind of screwed himself there for no reason whatsoever. Just to get vengeance on his brother, and I guess to free him at the same time. But he would have been better off not absorbing that one particular soul. It would have been better for everyone involved.
Come to me, my undead son. Make haste to the pillars. The stage is set for the grand finale. You will have your...
And there's Mortanius in his yeah, here's Mortanius in his proper OG look. It took him 20-something years to get back to his proper outfit, but he finally did it. I don't quite like the elbow pads. I think they're a bit too pronounced compared to the original one, but this is very close to his Blood Omen 1 look. So we finally have a proper version for Mortanius after all these years, because I never really liked the other one with the soul patch. It was he looked too young. This one looks properly decayed.
vengeance.
Mortanius.
So, you have come out into the open at last. The binding must be fragile indeed. But you will find you are too late.
What am I too late for this time?
No, not now. You are too late for the victory you sought. I have beaten you after all.
You have mistaken my identity.
Have I? You forget who schooled me in the ancient prophecies. This vessel speaks truly. You are indeed overdue, but it no longer matters in the least. With or without you, we will prevail.
So, I finally meet the unspoken. And here it is, nestled in the heart of the circle itself. Ironic.
Poetic justice. To topple the foundations of the pillars from within. We shall have our revenge in full measure and for all time. This one has little strength left. One must not break him. Your kind does not like to lose.
I seek the heart of darkness.
Ah, now you think of that. But as I told you, you are too late. The heart has served its function. I have used it to set prophecy in motion. I created the champion foretold by my masters, who is destined to be your destroyer. The Scion of Balance will save Nosgoth. The Pillars will return to vampire guardianship as intended, and your race will be cast down forever.
Kain. You use the heart of darkness to create Kain.
How else? I refused at first to believe the ancient myths. I thought the vampires were simply a plague upon mankind, a pestilence we had to control. But they were right, and we were wrong to overthrow them, Moebius and I. We didn't understand what it was the Pillars were holding back. I have made my atonement. I will continue to make it to the end, which will be soon now. But I know Kain will set it right. He will restore balance. And none too soon. My enemy is growing stronger.
Where is the heart of darkness now? Did you destroy it?
You still don't understand, do you? You cannot make use of it as long as Kain guards it with his life.
Kain has it. It is in Kain.
Check and mate. This deed will redeem first me and then all Nosgoth. It must. This one grows weak, but we will soon have a stronger vessel. The long-awaited hour approaches. Our release is at hand. I must finish it now.
So is he skinned, or is he wearing someone else's skin? It's kind of hard to tell. Really difficult to tell since he's so skinny. But I assume since he has his gray face that he's wearing somebody else's skin. The influence of chaos. Now we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back. Because we're gonna do that cutscene over again with the spectral realm. Now we're gonna switch things up a bit for this one. So you notice for Terrell, he also has his original skin. Blood God of Avarice. This was the one from OG Defiance. There it is in its HD form. You can see the differences between the two. It's really just a more refined version. This one's naked for some reason though. And then we have Wasteland's Gatekeeper. So I'm guessing that means he lingered in the future world. until it got worse and worse, and then he was finally summoned to this time period by Lady Azimuth, the Guardian of Dimension. She used her dimensional talents to summon him from another time in conjunction with a device by Moebius. So yeah, and I guess this one has he still has some of his old outfit left. So like the remnants of the pants and the wrappings around his wrist. So he still has some of his old outfit left. But we're gonna go over to Mortanius. We're gonna switch him up. Speaker of the Dead. You can see this is the version they went for in OG Defiance, which I don't really like. Like I said, I think he looks too young, too healthy, and I don't like that soul patch on him. I do like that you can distinguish the mascot more clearly now, because you couldn't really do it before. Looks a bit different. This one has kind of like a loincloth type thing hanging between the thighs there. He still looks skinny, but I prefer the OG Mortanius for how much he looks like a corpse. That's supposed to be his whole gimmick, that he looks frail, but he's actually the most powerful being in Nosgoth at this time, before Kain fully rises. Speaker of the Dead. See, look at that Circle's Green Reaper. Yeah, this one I think is much closer to OG Mortanius. Maybe not as close as the HD mod I told you about that Reina Aldrin did years ago. I think the hood is a bit could cover a bit more of his face, and also the shoulder pads are a bit too pronounced, but it's a damn good effort. He finally looks like himself again after like, no, it's 30 odd years. I thought it was 20 something, but Blood Omen 1 was 1996. So yeah, after 30 odd years, he finally looks like himself again. But we're gonna go for this one, for the Spectral Realm, just to have both of them at once. And we're gonna shift over to Spectral. Now the reason Mortanius oh damn, we gotta shift the buff. Never mind. Good thing there's plenty of bodies buried here, right? Good thing. Obviously, we'll need to watch the whole cutscene again, just because I didn't save, obviously, so I could go back and replicate it. So we gotta watch it again. No big deal. It's a cool cutscene. And obviously, the entity possessing him is Hashagik, the Hidden General from Blood Omen. Oh damn! Never mind. So how do we get it in Spectral? I think we have to... because he can't climb. Maybe... let's see. How do we do this? I thought he could climb. For some reason he can't. Maybe we gotta climb like halfway, almost to the very edge, and then shift over into Spectral. Let's make sure it's turned on since we didn't save. Character skins. Oh yeah, that's fine. Speaker of the Dead. I also don't like the way the ribs curve like that. I guess the elbow pads look a bit better now, but I don't know, he still looks too young. Like I said, he's supposed to be like thousands of years old. Oh, I see how we can do it. I see it now. Here we go. God damn it. Freaking cutscene. Okay, so we gotta shift as soon as we hit the platform, we have to shift. Because otherwise it automatically takes you into the cutscene if you try to go over there. I just don't want to have to wait a whole separate playthrough just to get this one scene, so I'd rather get the trophy out of the way. Oh, let's see if we can get the... Oh, this is how we do it. I see it now. I see it. So we're gonna shift. And that is presumably up there is where Kain overlooked his fiery vision of hell in Blood Omen 1, where Mortanius had him chained up there. It was presumably between those two pillar type things, because I recognize the ledge.
Come to me, my
There we go.
son. Make
Noli
haste,
Mesorentimer.
The stage is set for the grand finale. You will have.
And the reason Mortanius can be in both the spectral and the material realms is because as the guardian of death, he can shift between the two, like when he greeted Kain in the supposed afterlife. I'm guessing the flames were more metaphoric, or it wasn't actually hell that he was in. Or maybe he was in the hellish dimension, who knows, but either way, yeah, he can shift between the two.
Your vengeance.
Mortanius.
So you have come out into the open.
And you see
at
this, he
last.
dismisses the mask with
Binding
magic.
must be fragile indeed. But you will find you are too late.
What am I too late for this time?
No, not now.
Yeah, that soul patch has always bothered me. And the fact that he has hair too.
Wait for the victory you sought. I have beaten you after all.
You have mistaken my identity.
Have I? You forget who schooled me in the ancient prophecies. This vessel speaks truly. You are indeed overdue, but it no longer matters in the least. With or without you, we will prevail.
So, I finally meet the unspoken. And here it is, nestled in the heart of the circle itself. Ironic.
Poetic justice. To topple the foundations of the pillars from within. We shall have our revenge in full measure and for all time. This one has little strength left. One must not.
I'm guessing that under this version, the hair was supposed to be the hood. So it wasn't actually a hood, it was just his hair in Blood Omen 1. But yeah, I don't like this version.
I seek the heart of darkness.
He looks too young and too healthy.
Think of that. But as I told you, you are too late. The heart has served its function. I have used it to set prophecy in motion. I created the champion foretold by my masters, who is destined to be your destroyer. The Scion of Balance will save Nosgoth. The Pillars will return to vampire guardianship as intended, and your race will be cast down forever.
I also don't like the fact that in this version he kind of hated the vampires before, whereas you'd figure that him being an expert in death in Blood Omen 1, he would be more accepting of pretty much all forms of undead, since he uses them readily in battle. But I guess that because of his background here and the way the vampires treated the Pillar Guardians, I'm guessing that's why he hates them. But obviously, it always struck me as odd because he didn't seem to have that much issue with them in Blood Omen 1. So it was a twist out of left field to introduce him actually being the one who rebelled against the vampires along with Moebius.
Kain. You use the heart of darkness to create Kain.
How else? I refused at first to believe the ancient myths. I thought the vampires were simply a plague upon mankind, a pestilence we had to control. But they were right, and we were wrong to overthrow them, Moebius and I. We didn't understand what it was the pillars were holding back. I have made my atonement. I will continue to make it to the end, which will be soon now. But I know Kain will set it right. He will restore balance. And none too soon. My enemy is growing stronger.
Where is the heart of darkness now? Did you destroy it?
You still don't understand, do you? You cannot make use of it as long as Kain guards it with his life.
Kain has it. It is in Kain.
Check and mate. This deed will redeem first me and then all Nosgoth. It must.
He's also wearing boots here. Before he was wearing sandals, which I also didn't like.
We will soon have a stronger vessel. The long-awaited hour approaches. Our release is at hand. I must finish it now.
So, who do you think would have won in a fight, Mortanius or Raziel? Raziel has immortality on his side, but I think Mortanius, being the Guardian of Death, actually could have found a way to destroy him if he really wanted to. I don't think Raziel would have won that fight, at least without a huge amount of effort. It would have taken him a while to take out Mortanius, certainly. Mortanius is too powerful, even for his standards. And here's Kain. Actually, I think I might have to save the next Raziel chapter for later on, because this took longer than I anticipated. Here we go. Look at how it's turned hellish red.
Kain, why is this no surprise?
Because our destinies run together, Raziel, like two rivers that have met and can never be distinct again. At your every fatal turn, you'll find me.
And the free will you said was mine. What has become of that?
You still have it. And that has everything to do with my presence here now.
It was your machinations that set my destiny in motion. The coin you tossed has struck the earth. Now you must abide by its outcome.
The coin is still turning, Raziel. To reach the resolution we both can live with, that will best serve our futures, Janos Audron must not be raised.
Because you do not wish it. Is my free will to be exercised only when it accords with your whim?
There is much more at stake in this than you know.
Yes, and it is Janos who has the answers I desire.
You must trust me, Raziel. Our intentions, for Nosgoth, for our futures, are not so diverse.
I must trust you. Or
I've not come here to threaten you, Raziel.
you say that while you hold in your hand the instrument of my doom.
I saved you from the Reaver once. I have no intention of imprisoning you within the blade.
At least not until the moment it serves your plans to do so.
You are not the only one at risk. I may carry the instrument of your destruction, but I too have taken a chance in coming here. Or haven't you realized? You bear the only weapon that can kill me.
Then you know what I am, and who you are.
I believe I do.
And still you think you can move me about like your pawn? Think again, Kain.
Notice the green glowing in his eyes
Heed, Raziel.
and the blade.
Why? If we are who we are, then are we not destined to fight to the death to decide the fate of Nosgoth?
Don't be a fool! I will not fight you!
And that will be the prophesied hero's battle. I win because you will not fight me. The mighty Kain, scion of balance, would-be savior of Nosgoth, surrenders before the final battle even begins.
If this will make you see reason...
Kain should have recognized the glow. Alright, so they actually kept the Blood Omen 2 music, the Kain battle theme here. I was ready to complain about them changing it to the Defiance theme, but they actually kept it here. So I wonder, in the I guess in the playthroughs that I watched, both from Liz and from Vash, I'm guessing that since they have the PC version has different music and certain cutscenes than the PS4 one. That's kind of odd. Or the PS5, whatever. Like, I'm guessing the PC version has different music, because before I watched that playthrough, both of them, and I definitely heard the Defiance theme during this battle, which does not fit the battle well at all. I was getting ready to say, let's just pretend we're hearing the Kain battle theme from Blood Omen 2, but no, they actually kept it. So nice, I guess. The PC players got screwed, but we got the proper song in the battle. Alright, so gotta defeat Raziel. So let's push him over. Come on, give me jackass. Raziel's such a stubborn idiot. Let's teach him some manners. Oh, there's a skin over there. Hold on, former lieutenant. Let me go get this extra. Earn Kain skin, risen conqueror. In that dark aeon and at the dawning of my empire, did I laugh the hardest and face danger. I was foolhardy then, even as my enemies' plans came to their fruition. For I knew that my life would last long, that my invincibility was assured. Such were the vainglories of lost youth. Alright, let's go check out his skin before we kick Raziel's ass. For being such a dumbass. Reagan jackass. He doesn't even realize he's being manipulated. And the thing is, it's spelled out for him. It's like, dude, you realized, you saw Terrell was possessed. They were inside him. You absorbed his soul. What do you think happened to those 3 Hilden that were inside him? Freaking dumbass. Yeah, Raziel's a self-righteous dumbass, pretty much. Oh, let's see what this one is. Oh, this one looks nice. Look at that. This one actually looks pretty legit. This is this from... No, this isn't from Ascendance. Yeah, because this is Imperial Ascendant K. This is from Ascendance. Okay, and I guess this is a high-res version of that, since people complain. Where he's looking like he's going through his metamorphosis. It actually looks pretty legit. Look at that. He looks good. Looks like an emperor, but enough of that. Let's go and kick Raziel's ass for being a jackass. Raziel uses TK a lot. Yeah, he can stun lock you pretty easily too. And he uses the Reaver spells also. You also notice this battlefield is deliberately set up like that one scene we saw them about to fight in Soul Reaver 1. That was not by accident. They definitely paid homage to that scene over here. Prevent Raziel from racing Janos Aldrin. I want to see if our objective said defeat Raziel. God damn. Such a freaking cheat. Let's save this before we die. Might not pull this one off. Because he's such a freaking troll. And we can't get a Reaver spell on him. Yeah, let's start this one over. Let's start this one over because he's a huge stunlock troll. He's a huge stunlock troll. Technically we're in chapter 11, but since chapter 11 only lasts like 10 minutes, I think there's no point in including it in the as its own separate video. It only lasts like 10 minutes. So we're just gonna finish it right now. I guess I expect you to have mastered the dodging at this point. Or the kinetic shackle so you can restrain him. Yeah, stuck on the pillar. There we go. Now it's going much better. Come here. Come here, jackass. He's almost done. Almost. He's such a troll. Which completely suits his personality too. That he had this fighting style. God damn, come on. Finally.
Now, you will listen to me. The heart of darkness must remain undiscovered. Great harm will come of its use.
You don't know where it is, do you?
No,
You never looked for it.
it doesn't matter, Raziel. Listen to me. You must understand that every creature is bound to one predestined path. We are all shackled.
To the wheel of fate. Believe me, I know that even better than you do.
All but one. Because of your remaking, you are the one unbound creature. The one among us all that truly has free will. You have a choice, Raziel.
Which I'm sure I must make at your direction. Your pawn has reached the end of the board, Kain. And now my powers may even surpass yours.
I feel his eyes had more detail in the previous version.
Made should prove your own undoing.
For Kain.
Now, we finish this. Once and for all.
Alright, here we go. Oh, hell yeah, they got the Soul Reaver soundtrack. Let's go. Years ago, back when I was on GameFAQs board, I heard someone say that they laughed when Raziel said his powers might even surpass Kain's, because we know that's not anywhere near true. It's not even his powers, it's the Reaver's powers. Defeat Kain. Oh yeah, there's a classic Soul Reaver theme, so I didn't need to complain. Apparently it's only the PC version that's screwed. Let's use the Dark Reaver, because apparently you can actually use the energy to blind Kain and get a trophy. God damn. It's difficult though because we don't have one of those stones to refill the Reaver. Yeah, we don't get enough juice. So I don't know how you're supposed to do that. Maybe there's an option later on to refill the Reaver. Always keep it refilled, I guess. Maybe there's an option to always keep it refilled so we can do that. Because otherwise we can't blind them. We don't have enough energy. Kain's a lot easier to fight than Raziel though. Raziel was a troll spamming that stun lock maneuver. This definitely feels more like the epic music a battle like this deserves than the Defiance theme instead. He's almost done. Come on, boys, settle this already. I'd say you're acting like idiots, but Raziel's the only idiot here. Oh, look at him use the miss dodge. Got it. That's his soul trying to go into the Reaver. Streamer I watched didn't pick up on that because he hadn't played the other games. But it's so automatic he tries to go into it.
You... No. Raziel. They Victus. I didn't.
Damn, look at that. Ripped his heart out just like that.
Conquered. I have found the heart of darkness, and you go to oblivion. Kain was gone. The madness of this place had somehow fueled my rage, and as it subsided, I felt no elation, no sense of victory. Only a calm certainty that we had once again walked blindly into our enemy's trap. I couldn't be sure whether Kain had truly intended to destroy me, and now it appeared I would never know.
You know he didn't, you fucking moron. So that's it. Kain is dead after all this time. God damn. Frickin' Raziel being a frickin' idiot killed off his actual best and really only ally at this point, because remember, Janos is dead and Vorador's MIA after fighting with Moebius, so Kain was all he had left. Received Heart of Darkness. This relic, reputedly possessed of the ability to restore vampiric life, originally rested within the heart of Janos Ordrin. Will the reuniting of this heart with its proper owner at the price of Kain's death finally allow me to achieve my freedom? So where does he put it? Does he just stuff it in his cloak, I guess? He just carries it there underneath his chin? Or maybe he puts it in his own chest? Where does he put that thing? Is there one of him kneeling down, realizing what he's done? How convenient that the portal stayed there throughout all that time, right? How convenient. Charge attack. Wanted to see if there was one with him. I guess there we go. I guess that'll be sufficient enough to warn Kain after this idiot took him out. I remember another thing from GameFAQs that when someone said that when they saw that scene and saw Raziel do what he did, they literally screamed at the TV screen, "You idiot!" Because he is. He just he's a fucking moron. There's no other way to put it. He knew he was being manipulated this whole way. And after absorbing Tyrell's soul, which he saw he shouldn't have done because he was freaking possessed, then he killed off his greatest and really only ally left in Nosgoth at this point in the whole world. So yeah, now there's magic here. We can't go back. Oh, that's interesting. You can see the door glowing there. So I wonder what's going on. Is that the other demon dimension filtering in because of the activation of the shrine? It's also on fire too, look at that. Do we have any anything we can pick up before we leave this place? No, it no longer works. So I guess we're done here. Frickin' moron. Some hero, huh? Yeah, Raziel is so self-righteous that he thinks he's in the right in every single situation. He can't realize what's going on around him, how easily he's being manipulated. Like I said, like one of the streamers I was watching said, he doesn't listen. Kain's trying to tell him he's the only one who has free will. It doesn't matter what the murals say about them being the two champions. You know, it doesn't matter which one either one thinks they are. He doesn't have to fight. That's solely his choice. And he still chooses to fight like a moron. So, what are you gonna do? He was not the most intelligent of Kain's lieutenants, I'm guessing. I'm guessing that was probably Rahab. You know, if Dumas was the dumbest, Raziel was the most stubborn. And then Dumas was probably the sensible, rational, intelligent one. Depart for Borod's mansion, sure. So there we go. So long, Kain. R.I.P. It's called Legacy of Kain for a reason, right? Because at some point he had to die.
In my absence, the estate had been overrun by Moebius' soldiers. I hope that they have not yet found the entrance to the crypt or discovered the body of Janos. Of Vorador, there was no sign.
Raziel, the conquering hero. I understand we ought to offer congratulations. Kain, at last, is dead.
I suppose you expect similar congratulations on the death of Vorador. Or has he eluded you?
We have him, but not without a considerable price in blood.
That will have pleased him.
Let it sustain him until his head is off, and every vampire in Nosgoth at last is dead.
And
what a
will
hater.
That knowledge sustain you? You too are going to your death.
For a true servant of the one God, death is never bitter. I will go, again at peace with the knowledge that I have played my small part in our master's plans.
Small part.
Kain is at last destroyed, and you have carried out the deed.
You did everything for him, you bastard.
Which hero do you think you are now? The vampire savior, or the other one? Have you realized yet that it didn't matter to us which one either of you thought you were, so long as the result was the same in the end? And now, Kain is dead. Really, I cannot thank you enough.
So, this has all been arranged every step of the way. And Kain thought I truly had free will.
Oh, but you do. And there's the greatest triumph of all. To have compelled the one player who could choose into doing exactly what we required. Well done, faithful servant. And now, I have an execution to see to.
Do you think his soldiers even understand anything of what he's talking about? It's like Anakin and Palpatine in Star Wars, right? Like, the Force created Anakin to kill Palpatine. Anakin had free will, but Palpatine manipulated him all the way around into actually turning on the Jedi and acting as his servant for 20-something long freaking years. So, again, like his fall, a lot of people misinterpreted. His fall wasn't predetermined. It wasn't predestined. Like, the Force did not intentionally set out to kill 20 trillion people of however many people the Empire killed. That's nonsense. According to George Lucas himself, like, Anakin was supposed to kill him, and he had several opportunities to do it, and Palpatine just outmaneuvered him and manipulated him at every turn until he finally turned against the Jedi he was supposed to be loyal to and joined his side. But yeah, so Moebius is basically pulling one over on fate, because even though Raziel has free will, they still bent him to their will. You know, he chose wrong. He chose to do what they wanted to do instead of what he was actually supposed to do, regardless of what the mural said. Redeemer and Destroyer, so in the end it didn't really matter which one either one of them was, that they still fell prey to Moebius and the Elder God's influence. All because Raziel's a freaking idiot. What a shame. Let's kill these 4 jackasses before we leave. Moebius and his freaking clone soldiers. That weird one that rolls everywhere. We're gonna freeze them. We're gonna freeze the big guy in place so that we can better deal with him. God damn. That's no ordinary man. That is some type of genetically engineered soldier. He must have created with Anarcroft's help or something, because that's no man. Or maybe Bane, the druid, the one who was on the Nature Guardian Blood Omen. Maybe he helped him out, because that's no man. No man could swing a hammer that freaking large and knock back a fully powerful vampire wraith. So that's ridiculous. That is no man. That's some type of creation. Because look how freaking strong he is and how big. Like, and look at all the damage it takes too. Like, that's no man. That's like I said, that's some type of artificially created man. Give your soul, you jackass. Yeah, I'm guessing maybe not the others, but maybe that particular soldier is definitely one that he designed with Anarcroft or Bane or somebody else helping him, because that's no normal human being. Hell no. That ain't no damn human. Humans don't come in 8 foot tall, 340 to 400 pounds size who can, you know, who can frickin' rip open like slam a giant hammer against the ground and make it shake and throw back a fully powerful, fully grown adult vampire human, vampire wraith. Like, he's just way too powerful to be any type of normal human, especially considering the soldiers, the human soldiers we saw in Soul Reaver 2. So that's obviously some type of creation he did with Anarcroft or maybe Bane. Trying to see where's the next checkpoint, because I want to save. Is there one up here? There is not. There's also a trophy for killing as many of the spectral creatures that work for the other gods. For the other god, I think they're called the Archons. There's a trophy for killing them. As many of them as you can kill in this. There they are. So I want to do that. We're gonna get to the next checkpoint and save so that they count. See that soul? Yeah, I'm gonna save it. We're gonna get to the next checkpoint. We're gonna save. That's a nice mural Borodor has there on this side of the windows. So is there nothing else to uncover here? Doesn't look like it, so let's just break open the wall. Here they come. They're just blowing everything up.
Destroy him.
All those you have killed, die now.
Yeah, you think the soldiers didn't understand anything that Moebius was talking about? Did he understand how much Moebius manipulated Raziel, or Where they just completely lost. Like, was it all just babble to them? They have no idea what the old man's talking about. About him and Kain and all this shit. Yeah, these guys are annoying to fight. Let's freeze him in place. God damn. They completely missed him. Here we go. Can we freeze him? Sort of. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that freaking picture right there. Look at this shit. Look at Raziel staring at, and like, what is this dumbass doing? Look at that. Alright, let's just eat his soul now. Oh no, he just died. What a waste, huh? So the freeze ability does hold them in place, but then they just die immediately afterwards after taking damage. If you don't just give them a few swipes and you give them a bunch of attacks, they die immediately, leaving no chance for you to get the soul. More explosives. Looking for the save symbol. Yep, they're just destroying this place, razing it to the ground. Good job taking out all the sentries that could have protected it, Raziel. Great job. I want to see if there's any of those creatures up here. There doesn't seem to be. Oh yeah, there's one right there. Really? Really? Okay, that one's dead. Another one respawned. Okay, so that one's dead, so that makes 4. I think you have to kill the maximum amount, so you have to kill pretty much all of them. I'm guessing in every major area. Oh, we got healed and... That guy is dead on his feet and he's frozen. Here you go, feed the Reaver. So that does it for the Hilden there. We did these two sections. You can see the pool is all drained. Oh, we almost missed this. That is a health talisman, right? Once we come across that symbol, then we'll save. There's not any of them in here, right? Oh yeah, there's one right there. Got him. Also, they respawn. I got him now. So they respawn. Pretty much, you have to kill them twice. And now they're dead. So we're gonna save once we reach the next checkpoint. Yeah, I have no idea what I was thinking earlier, thinking that I'll be able to do 2 chapters in one video. Well, we did do 2 chapters, but they were the short ones. It wasn't the ones I was talking about. Look at that. How are they twins? How are they all twins? That can't be just a hairstyle. That's gotta be a freaking intentional choice by the designers. Okay, I think this is enough. We're just gonna stay right here. If we need to, we'll go back and we'll kill those other archons again for the trophy. But we're gonna save. Okay, so a lot of monumental stuff happened in this video, in this set of 2 chapters. Raziel killed Kain, which seems like it was inevitable considering all the build-up we had throughout the 3 games, not counting Blood Omen 2. He finally found out the name of the enemy race, the Hilden, and what they're called. And he found out why they had waged war against the vampires. And he also found out that the Elder God was responsible for the vampires' fall from grace, when he turned against them after they became immortal because they couldn't feed him anymore, and his wheel of fate. He didn't like them immortal. And on top of that, he found his long-lost brother in the catacombs of Avernus, posing as a demonic god, Hashagik. And in turn, he was also possessed by 3 different Hilden who were controlling him. And he also finally met Mortanius, the Circle's guardian of death, who orchestrated all the events in Blood Omen 1. So, yeah, a lot of meaty stuff happened in this video. A lot of critical, important story stuff. And this was when the game originally kicked into high gear when I first played it many years ago. This was where you can tell we were reaching the end game, with all these monumental events started to happen. So the story's definitely getting ready to wrap up. We have 2 chapters left. I'm gonna do one video for Raziel, and then I'm gonna do, well, for Raziel meaning not meaning Vorador, because Vorador's dead at this point, but then trying to resurrect Janos, and then we'll do one more video to see how the whole series pretty much wraps up and how the story shapes out. So that way we'll have a nice round number of 10 videos. And then in that 10th video, I can also cover the extras, the bonus stages, some of the stuff we've collected, look at more of the skins, etc. So we can use that as an opportunity to wrap up the game, both the finale and all the extra stuff they included here. Maybe we'll even play the Dark Prophecy demo that they released. But that's it for now. As always, I'm having fun playing this game. It's still very fun after all these years, and the vastly better camera definitely improves it. It definitely takes the game from being like a solid 8 or 7.5 all the way up to being like a 9 or an 8.5. It makes a huge difference in how you perceive the areas and how you can counter the enemies and all that stuff. It makes a huge amount of difference, and I'm glad they actually changed the camera for this game, and that they made it optional for those people who want to play the old camera. You have the best of both worlds. You have the old and the new. They don't force you to choose. They let you choose between the two of them. Hopefully you can find a couple more skins before the end of the game. And yeah, I look forward to checking out the bonus deleted content, like the deleted levels, and also seeing what that Dark Prophecy demo is all about. So that's it for now. I will see you again next time on Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered on the good old PS4. See you later, everyone.